Hi, welcome to Brown Girl Book Lover. I'm Lysley and Murray. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing my post. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for the encouragement. I really appreciate it. And also, shout out to my aunties on Facebook who stay sending comments of Brown Girl Book Lover and talking about it. I really, really, really appreciate the love. Okay, I'm going to get into it. I am talking about Monstress by Lysley Tenorio. I hope I said that right. Sorry for barging in your name. Barging. That's not even a word. So I'm talking about this beautiful short story collection. Again, because I'm not a professional as yet. I'm going to read and then talk and read and talk and look into the camera. Make love to the camera with your eyes. Make love to the camera too. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, and let's see. I'm trying to make these videos shorter, so if I run out of time, I'm just gonna be like, that's it. Okay, so for the past 5 years, I've been thinking about the connection between architecture and literature. These two very different subject matters speak the same language because they both require planning, structure, organizing, and details. Building a house requires a front entrance and a back entrance. I've never seen a house without a front entrance, but maybe, people are different. And so, like with literature, it requires a front entrance, the introduction, a back entrance, the conclusion, right? So if we strip away literature to its bare bones, we will see the essentials of writing, the pacing, the tone, the transitions, right? Hence, we see the architecture of literature. Also, stripping the literature down to the skeletal form, we recognize the mechanics of writing. We get a finite read on the characters, we understand the importance of space in writing, and we build a really solid visual world. So here comes the big connection. I realized that if writing and architectures are mirrors, then the architecture of a short story is a hotel floor with all the doors to the private bedrooms open. It can be any other floor, right? But I was in a hotel this weekend, so I was like, hey, let me put this in. When the doors are closed, these stories are independent. When they're open, these stories are connected, right? But with a hotel floor, it just runs right through. So it's a wraparound almost. So that's how I'm trying to build it. The short stories in Monstress by Lysley Tenorio is a hotel floor with all the doors open. Voila. So, in my MFA program, right? Or not in my MFA program, in many MFA programs, they would call the stories in Monstress silent stories because the ending doesn't leave readers with a bang. The big bang happens internally to the characters. They're left to deal with the loss of relationships, the loss of a relative. They have to deal with the pain of abandonment by their mother who has gone to America or who have left them in a leopard colony. Yes, that happened. All of the characters in the stories are dealing with loss, pain, yearning, and their need to carve out their own position in life. These aren't silent stories because we feel them as well. Because we as readers, we in our personal life, we deal with loss, pain, yearning, and the need to carve out our own position in life. Look, sometimes I stay up at night thinking, what will I be when I grow up? Who am I, right? Will this writing thing happen, right? So, and that's why these aren't silent stories. They're big, and they take shape in the character's life and in our lives as well. It challenges us to think about what's going on in our lives. Anyway, that's the bell from my school. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Anyway, I like all the stories in this collection, but my favorite stories are the story Brothers, Hello, and Felix Satario. In Brothers, the narrator has to deal with the death of his brother and the death of their relationship, and he has to come to terms with how he and his mother has alienated his brother because of his sexuality. I really like the story because it's meditative, witty, and it also shows how we have to create our own families when we are marginalized. Hopefully you have a really wholesome family and you guys are connected and, you know, you hang out together. But for a lot of people, especially because of their sexuality or politics or other things, are ostracized from their family, and they have to create this alternative family, right, that accepts them and embraces them. So I really like how in the Brothers we learned about that. And at the end, the character accepts his brother's sexuality when he died, which is unfortunate. But at least we see it turning around in the character. And the other story that I like is Felix Tenorio, and it's about this medicine man. Let's do this medicine man, who people go to, a Filipino medicine man who travels to San Francisco to help sick people, right? So you know, it's this quack medicine man, and people go to him because they want something else, because they feel like the Western medical professional has ignored what's really happening to them, and they can only trust someone from their own country to actually heal them. But it's interesting. It's not like they're not looking for what they're looking for. It's beyond that physical healing. They're looking for this spiritual healing, this connection, someone to actually know them. In page 71 in the story, it really like just explained this deeper. Voila. Okay, so the narrator said, I just assumed that Filipinos were somehow predisposed to believing anyone who claimed to understand their pain. And that's it. That's why we all go to these people. Why? This is why psychics are so big and they make a lot of money. I wish I could be a psychic, right? Because we want someone to understand our pain, not our physical pain, but our emotional pain. We want someone to hear us, right? And we want someone to just be part of our journey so we don't feel alone. And this is why people, went to this medicine man. And this is why this story is so moving, right? Because we can identify with it. And also it goes back to this thing about carving your own position in life, because the narrator in the story wants to carve out his own position in life. Voila. Okay. So I really, really like this story, this collection. And in these stories, what I realize is that we are looking at characters through their fragile human experience. And I love that. But we don't want to save them. We want to look at it and observe how they deal with these fragile human experiences. And maybe that can teach us how we can deal with our fragile human experience. And that's one of the reasons I really like this collection. Voila. Okay, so I think that's it for Monstress. The stories here are really beautiful, and you will really enjoy reading this collection. I haven't taught this story collection as yet. Move it up higher. I haven't taught this story collection yet, but I'm hoping to soon. And yeah, please read it. If you've read it, send me comments. Let's talk about it. And remember, I have this written down. First of all, thanks for viewing. Thanks for liking our page on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for sharing. And lastly, this is important. This is important. Remember, we are all responsible for shifting the literary canon. So let's do it together. Thank you so much.